Hi everybody, it's David Fleming here from the Toronto Realty blog, and welcome to this week's Pick5. Now, as I mentioned last week, folks, this will be the final installment of Pick5 for 2020. We're just about at the end of the year. What are we now, the 17th? Gosh, I remember years ago I would wrap up even before then. I used to stop the blog somewhere around here. Although, to be fair, the posts I did this week, the top five posts of 2020 and top 5 real estate stories of 2020, were on December 14th and 16th, respectively. So there will be a goodbye post on Toronto Realty blog on the 18th, but today is going to be the last Pick5. We are just about at the end of the year, as I've mentioned. There are no new listings coming out. There's really not a heck of a lot to do. I'm working on another land assembly. This one's pretty interesting, I gotta say. And to be honest, the timing is perfect, because on the weekend I kind of felt down. I felt for a moment like work's slowing down, and that's my life. I can't just like go to my family and spend time with them. I need work, and so I was a little down. Then I came on Monday and I was like, you know what? This is good. So I'm working on this land assembly. That will probably keep me busy. I'm going to be working from home for the rest of the year, more or less. We've decided to take my daughter out of school a couple days early. We're going to stay home for 6 days during what my friend Jeff, who works in a lab, says is the potential incubation period for COVID. And then we're going to get a COVID test, and then we're going to further quarantine until we get the results, all so that we can see my mother every single day on Christmas holidays. Yes, Mom, if you're watching this, you cannot get away. We are going to see you every single day. So with that said, guys, I want to do a fantasy Pick5 because it's the end of the year. There's nothing to do. I'm going to be in quarantine twice. I want to look at the most expensive real estate in the city of Toronto. I've done this post before. I usually do this at the end of the year in situations like this where there's just really nothing to talk about. So let's do this. First, put on the glasses because I can't see without them. Then we'll get the cancer in a can, as Chris calls this, because he says aspartame causes cancer. I say everything does, but this has no sugar. So take a look here, guys. These are all of the freehold listings that are over $10 million. I started with $10 million. Now, how many condos do you think are available for sale over $10 million? Go ahead. Guess. Only 6. Only 6. So I figured today, before I got into the 5 that I want to look at, I wanted to show you exactly where they all were. So first we'll look at the 21 freeholds. Can we see this here? We need to zoom in or no? Okay. Bridle Path, right? All the way through. St. Andrews, Bridle Path, Forest Hill, there's 1. Bridle Path, Forest Hill, there's 2. Bridle Path, St. Andrews, Rosedale, and Bridle Path. So what we've effectively got here, guys, are the most expensive areas in the city, which has the most expensive real estate to be expected. But 1 in Rosedale, 3 in Forest Hill, and the rest are all Bridle Path, St. Andrews. So without further ado, why don't we just start? Okay, this is what I wanted to do. I wanted to start with the top 3, and then we're going to look at the top 3 condos. So 101 Old Colony Road. Old Colony Road. Sounds like old money. Old Colony Road. I live on Old Colony Road. So if you ever really need something to do, drive around here, because I've done it, and I'm not really a star effer, right, as they say, but drive around here and take a look. So this Old Colony Road, it's not the most expensive area in the city, right? You would expect, to be honest, and I might as well do this because I was going to do this anyways. I'm going to go down off of Bayview. Oh, sorry, that's Leslie. Hold on, where are we here? Bayview. Take a drive through here. Go down Post Road, and then drive down Park Lane Circle. And then drive up High Point, and then drive down the Bridle Path. So everyone knows the name the Bridle Path, but Park Lane Circle and High Point, they have a lot of these listings too. So obviously everyone knows Drake has a house around here. I've been by that house. Pretty significant. I don't want to sound ridiculous here. I don't think I'd want a life where you have to get out of like an SUV with 5 large men in leather jackets following you. You know, he's got fame, he's got money, and I know, I sound like a hater, but I don't know, I love my life. On a relative basis, he's got a lot of things. But if he's got to get out of a car with 5 guys following him, and he's got to build a massive fence around a house, I don't know. I wouldn't switch places. But anyways, I'm sure 99% of you would. That's just me. So anyways, as I said, Drake's got a house around here. There's some big money around here. And when you drive down here, take a look, because you'll see, $20 million house, $20 million house, and then ramshack. And if you look at these bungalows that have weeds that are growing over the roofs and look up and see who owns them, I'm sad to say, a lot of it is international money. The international money did not just arrive here a couple of years ago. The international money's been here for a long time. So when you see a completely dilapidated house on the Bridle Path that's sandwiched in between two $30 million houses, someone's owned that for 30 years. That is multi-generational money. Anyway, so that's the Bridle Path, right? St. Andrews is up here. Up here is Old Colony. So it's on this little cul-de-sac, and I'm going to go back to the map. Sorry, this is kind of repetitive. But you can see it's right at the end of the road, and it's just a massive property. It's a massive piece of land. So for $18.9 million, I'm sorry to say you're only getting a 110 by 273 foot lot. So look at the specs on this, guys. 5 bedrooms. I'd want at least 10 for that price. 9 bathrooms. There is a 9-piece bath. Okay. His and hers toilets. His and hers sinks. His and hers bidets. A separate jacuzzi tub. A shower. And an elephant that squirts water in your face like in the Flintstones. Boom! 9-piece bath. So scroll down here, right? Architecturally significant, never seen before. Never before seen. I feel like I have dyslexia. Gated limestone. I think that's limestone. 15,000 square feet. Palatial estate. Inspired cabana. Manicured gardens. World's finest imported fixtures. TO. That's throughout. I mean, what more to say? Look, 11-piece ensuite. Oh my God, that's 3 elephants squirting water at you. I don't know that you could fit 2 digits on there, right? So this is the joke when I was previewing this. It's a 1-digit box, right? So you can put any number in there, but you can't put 10 or 11. So that's why they put 9, which is the max, and then they've put down here 11-piece ensuite. So yeah, why don't we take a look at what 11 pieces looks like. So you can see from the outside, okay, they've got the gated entrance. Landscaping's unbelievable. I can't even imagine what the upkeep on a house like this must be. It's the cleanest darn thing. You could literally eat off this. I would. I used to golf with my wife's cousin. He's a bit of a germaphobe. I was at one point in my life. But I remember taking a sandwich and eating it. And then I put it down on the ground, on the tee box, and hit my tee shot. And he looked at me like I was insane. The worst thing that can happen is maybe a bug crawls onto your sandwich. Realistically, it's not happening. And I said to him, Marlon, unless there was cyanide on the tee box, I think I'm going to be okay. Point being, I would have no problem eating off that because of what I just said, but maybe some people would. I think it is that clean that you could literally eat off it. Look at these freaking photos. So the upkeep, that was a tangent. The upkeep on this, guys, is just absurd. And again, you look at the finishes in here. I'm not going to profess to know what this is or what it costs. I'll admit it. Right now, merely looking at photos. This tile, $1 a square, $1,000 a square, I don't know. Where does this fixture come from and what's it worth? I don't know either. We're just looking. That's what my dad would say as a kid when I go to a toy store. Thought I could con him. Want to look at toys and say, we're just looking. Thought it would lead to buying some toys. So this is what a $19 million house looks like. Is that the 11-piece bathroom? 1, 2, I don't know. There's only 13 photos here, guys. Wow, right? That looks like where movies are filmed. Or porn. But probably movies. That's funny, right? The 273-foot lot, as you can see, and 100 wide, this is about as private as you're ever going to find. Not just the mature trees and the darn size of them, but the fact that other than this little sliver right here, you really can't see your neighbors. So, you know, for the people that don't want to live out in the middle of nowhere, right? I don't want to see my neighbors anywhere. You also don't want someone at $19 million to be looking right into your backyard. And so I think this is, I'm not out on an island somewhere, but I'm not staring at my neighbors. So the pool, the landscaping, the amount of stuff outside, can't even begin to put a price on this, right? I mean, I can tell you literally just from looking, like, how many little dead leaves are there here? There are 0, because I hand-picked mine. Again, I told you I'm crazy, as this Pick5 probably shows you, but the landscaping on this is just nuts. And then in the end, they've said limited photos presented in respect to the imminent owner's privacy and secure uniqueness of designs and themes. Okay, interesting. So I think what they're basically saying there is, hey, look, if you're interested in a $19 million home, come and see the frickin' thing. We've whet your appetite by showing you a few photos. But I think you know from the description, from the location, from the price, more or less what you're going to see. And I really don't know what you would complain about if you walked into a $19 million house. I mean, for Christ's sakes, look, they have 12 and 13 foot ceilings. 12 and 13 foot ceilings? That's wild. And a 7-car garage. So that's 101 Old Colony. We'll go to the next one here. We've got 124 Park Road. Now, a couple of interesting things about this one. So this was the one that was in Rosedale, as we know. So this has been on the market for 629 days, and it is sold conditionally. So that's interesting. Now, where is it? It's in Rosedale. As I mentioned, you have all of those listings. Oh, I really got to zoom out here, guys. Yeah, we're not going to be able to see it. Okay, you've got all those listings that we saw up here on the Bridle Path. You got a couple that we saw in Forest Hill, and then that one that we just saw, pardon me, I've lost my bearings here, and now you've got the one in Rosedale. So this is a very special house. So if you look down the description here, the Geary House, circa 1857, most coveted ravine lots, it's 0.9 of an acre in South Rosedale. This is a very, very significant home. So built in 1857, it's historic, its location, it's the perfect combination for people that have that kind of money. Of course, it has been on the market for quite some time. And I'll show you another point here, and we'll just make sure, please, that we edit out any of the brokerage information. Thank you. Showings through listing agent, please present the letter of introduction from your buyer's wealth manager prior to booking appointments. So we see that a lot. And the reason being is you may not think that someone would have the balls to try to go and see a property like this when they're completely unqualified, but they would. Right out there somewhere right now, there are real estate agents, and there are, I wouldn't say buyers, random people that would have no problem saying, I'm bored, I want to see what a $20 million house is. And then Joe Schmo from XYZ Real Estate goes and tries to book a viewing. So it's not even that the agent has to be there in person, right, to help suss out the buyer and the agent. They want a letter from a wealth manager, which basically vouches for the fact that these people have money. So that's very common in this price point. Again, I've never sold a $20 million house, but I've been to the agent open houses. I've seen the listings. I know the way the industry works, and that is very common. So again, we're 167 feet by 185. It's a 5-bed, 9-bath. It's 3-story. The specs on this, guys, this is not at all what the last house was. The last house is brand new, absurd finishes. This is history, and this is location. So there are some of you that say, I'd rather live on Old Colony. Again, $20 million house, far be it for me to say what I do and don't like about it. It's a little far north. This is in Rosedale. Again, can we just please go back to the map in case anyone just joined us, which is impossible, but they say it on TV. Look where this is, right? It's off of Mount Pleasant. It's walking distance to Yonge. Okay, this is the kind of house that, I don't know, Meghan Markle and Prince Harry would buy. Not that they did, but maybe. I remember when that whole story broke. Oh my God, everyone thought they were buying a house in Toronto. Got so many calls from media members. I actually got 2 calls from people from London. So in the context of the downtown core, right, we're zooming out, you get it, you know where Rosedale is. I think it's a phenomenal location. So get to the photos, you say. The house from the outside. You're going to look at this and say, I can't believe this is $19 million. Well, look, it's an original facade. It was built in 1857. Are you going to have the 13-foot ceilings in here that you had at Old Colony? Obviously not. But it is as big a house as you're going to find in this area, and it's completely restored. So original ceiling heights. Some of these pieces are original, whether it's the stained glass, the leaded glass, whether it's the moldings, whether it's the coffered ceiling. Beautiful. They even have the old books, which is really nice. So again, I'm not going to say anything of the owners or the lifestyle here, but and again, might not be your taste in particular. But I can say that whoever you are watching this, you can't afford this house. It's also too nice for you. Right, their finishes are different. They have this dog downstairs too. Okay, clearly they got a dog thing happening here. So we'll just browse through the photos. Again, maybe it's not your style of tub. Maybe it's not mine either. Right, broadloom. So again, very different from the house we just looked at. That's kind of a neat touch. I don't know what's happening here. Kids, maybe? I don't know. I like the memorabilia at the back. Got a snake thing happening now. Wow. Someone's a sports fan. Very cool. Very cool. And there's the backyard. Right? It's got a little pool, coach house, or pool house, what have you. A little chimney over here. Again, super private. You think about where we are. We're in Rosedale. Right? We're in Rosedale. And look at the level of privacy. So it's anyone's guess. Right? That's amazing. It's your backyard. Hello. It's anyone's guess what these things are actually worth. It's worth what someone's willing to pay for it. How do you price something like this? I honestly don't know. Right? See what I said about the front of the house? It didn't look massive. I mean, it's looking pretty big now, is it not? Right? It's looking pretty big now, we can all admit. So it's just very unassuming from the front, right? Yes, you've got a gated entrance like the first one, and no, that doesn't look like a massive house. But once you look at this, and then you go back to there, it literally looks like the clubhouse at a golf course. And you know what? Maybe it was at one point. Built in 1857, fully restored. I have no idea how you pick a price like that. But as I said, it is sold conditionally. Okay, so the most expensive house in the city of Toronto currently available on the market is $32 million. No surprise, it is on the Bridle Path. So this is a 246 by 353 foot lot. Acreage? I don't know. Offhand, can I do that math? 3 acres maybe? I think that's probably about 3 acres. No, look down here. Gated entry to 2-acre estate with manicured gardens. So let's take a look. This is interesting. There are 4 kitchens in this place, 2 above grade and 2 below grade. 31 parking spaces, unbelievable. So that's 6 in the garage, and then they have measured out there's room for 25 spaces. 5 bedroom, 13 bathroom. Oh my goodness. So 71 the Bridle Path. Right, you're living over here near Drake somewhere. Drake is over here. You're over here. We'll take a look at the photos. There's 40 of them. Now this is going to blow your mind. Okay? That's a house. That's a house. Man. Worth every penny of the 32 million, right? And that's what you get in the Bridle Path. Big gates. I wonder if that fence is electric. Who's doing the security here? I mean, let's be honest. I don't want to burst your bubble, but anyone can jump over that fence. So this is like something out of a movie. Picture Adam Sandler sliding down the railing. Okay, fine. Maybe Tony Montana standing at the bottom and stairs, Michelle Pfeiffer at the top. You talk about the ceiling height. The first one's 13-foot ceilings. This is what, 16, 18? Let's just look at the pictures together, because there's really not much to say. All of this is available publicly, by the way. You can go. This is listed for sale on the open market on MLS. The outdoor space is just unbelievable. I'm not tired of looking at these photos yet. It's just really, it's neat. I don't know if neat is the word that the owner of this $32 million house would like. That's the basement. So, might not be the couch that you would design, right? Come on, MLS. There's always the one photo that doesn't work. So we've got an indoor pool. This is just, wow. I'd love to just visit this place, just to like look. Like I said, I'm not a star effer, but you know, I like real estate. So tennis court, oh my God, basketball court. Look at the grounds. Like this thing is bigger than the, like the clubhouse at a golf course, right? Look at the amount of space out here. It's absolutely wild. That's so cool. See? Kids can go tobogganing. That's a house. That's a house. Only a 6-car garage, but there's room for 25 cars outside. I can't get over it. It's just wild. You know, a lot of people don't know that something like this exists in the city of Toronto. You'd think that something like this looks like an English castle. It kind of is in a way. They did really great photography here. I mean, no kidding, for $32 million. Wow. Yeah, that's that's a pretty nice house. So those are the 3 houses I wanted to show you, okay? And now we're going to take a look at 3 of the most expensive condos. So let's do that. As I mentioned, and we'll do the same thing here, you would expect that all the most expensive stuff is in Yorkville. So let's do this. I didn't do this for the first one, but I'm going to go back at the end and do it, okay? From a map perspective, right? You've got Yorkville, then you've got Rosedale. Well, I mean, this is Rosedale. And then this is, yeah, closer to Yonge. Okay, so Old Rosedale, New Rosedale. Yeah. See, Dale, I always expect, like, that's where you've got, like, old lady co-ops. Here you've got an $11.5 million place. So from a location standpoint, we know what we're looking at. And you know what? Why don't we start here? Why don't we do that just for fun? Okay, we'll do 6 today. So Roxborough, we're close to Yonge. We're $12.8 million. Now this is brand new, as you can see from TSCC 2734. We're how many square feet? There's only 14 units in this building, and you're 4,000 square feet. So not a lot of photos, which is why I've decided to do 3 of these. That's the building. From an architectural standpoint, it's crazy. It's literally just glass. And you'd probably drive by this and not even know what it is. You've probably been by it many times. And then you look at this and you say, is that a $10 million kitchen right there? I think location combined with square footage and of course finishes, exclusivity, 14 units in the building, probably white glove service, that's what's doing it. Yeah, wow. Second level, terrace out back, views for days, right? Then you've got the outdoor hot tub. So facing south, this is Roxborough. For your frame of reference, you turn up here onto Bedford, you go down here, Rosedale Valley Road. $12.8 million to live at 1 Roxborough in a 4,000 square foot place. So what are we, 3,000 a foot? Okay, the next one here is on Hazelton. So again, we were in Roxborough, now we're down in Yorkville. So you're going to see a lot of high-end real estate in here, but how many $13.5 million places are you going to find? Well, again, we go back to here, 4,000 square feet, 1,000 square feet outside. So again, the idea here is that you don't have a lot of units in the building. It's absurdly high-end. Your maintenance fees are $8,000 a month, by the way, $13,500,000. Floor plan. It's going to look like, well, actually, that's not terrible. Let's zoom in here. Okay, I've seen floor plans before for units that are massive, and it's like reading Braille. So it feels like you're in a house at some point, right? Long hallway, lots of doors. But in these big places, and my wife's family friend, they've got a place at 1 St. Thomas I've been to once. Same kind of idea. The kitchen's enclosed. It's old school. We're used to seeing everything as so open concept, but high money, you want everything to be enclosed, right? Maybe it's because you have servants bringing you your food, or you are used to a house where not everything's so open concept. But this is your dining room. There's doors here that lead to the kitchen. The kitchen is not open to anything else, right? There's a hallway that leads here. So wine cellar, I like, that's kind of a neat touch. Separate living and dining. Look at the size of the closet off of the foyer. That's the size of a bedroom. Now 1, 2, 3 bedrooms, and we'll get to the photos, or sorry, 2 bedrooms. I was going to joke and say that this was a bedroom. It's actually the master closet. I know you're eager to take a look of photos of what that looks like. So photos, there's the wine cellar, which was kind of showing as in between the dining room and the living space, kind of on display. It's a neat touch. Not my thing necessarily, but I don't really know that I'm in a position to say what my thing is when I'm looking at real estate at this price point. So absurdly high-end finishes, as we know, views for days. I mean, that's gorgeous. It's not even my style, but it's cool. I would make it my style. So there's the kitchen. Again, doors, right? So you've got 2 sliding doors that enclose this space. and not everything is so open. This is a tile made to look like hardwood. That is hardwood, right? It's like that old I'm losing my frame of thought here. It's been a long day working in that land assembly. Herringbone is kind of what I was going for, but of tile. So it's a very nice touch. I mean, all the finishes in here are nice, far be it for me to say what I do and don't like. Again, for the 1000th time, there's your living space, and the family room is on the other side. So there's your kitchen again. Photos are a little bit out of order. So there's your long hallway, as I mentioned. Again, it's all wood paneled. It's absolutely beautiful. Feels like you're in a house. Master bedroom. Redonk, as the kids would say. Short for redonkulous. That right there, right? So you look at that floor plan again, it looks like it's a 3-bedroom. This is the master closet. Very cool. The other bedroom, the other bathroom. Wow. Hallway, elevator. Just nuts. Anyways, there you go. What does $13.5 million get you? So let's take a look at the last one here, guys. We're going to look at 128 Hazelton, $15.5 million. Wow. So there are only 17 units in this building. This building is not finished yet. As you can see, dead giveaway. There's no corporation number. It's not registered. And the maintenance fees have not been set. But I'll scroll down here. Let's read this together. You can read as well as I can. Okay. There you go. 17 residences. Sought after blah, blah, blah. Marketing. Nonsense. Okay, one-of-a-kind full-floor penthouse, 5,000 square feet with a private 2,960 square foot rooftop terrace with a pool. So if you're looking for, I don't want to say the nicest condo in the city of Toronto, you're in Yorkville, you're in a brand new building, you have the penthouse, but it's all one level. And it's all on the one level, right? One unit. So again, I always make fun of like, take 230 King Street where I used to live. And remember arguing with an agent when my unit was up for sale and he had his unit. And he's like, oh, but ours is the penthouse. I'm like, dude, no one cares about the penthouse at 230 King Street. You're on the top floor. You're not the penthouse. Besides, there's no higher ceiling up there. There's 30 units, right? Then you don't even get me started on PH1, PH2, PH3. No, you have PH1 and then you have the 2 idiots there that bought based on the PH. This is a real penthouse. This is one unit, the entire top floor of the building. So just absolutely ridiculous piece of real estate. And unfortunately the photos here, guys, are all renderings, right? You've got this really handsome guy. He's really busy. He's on his phone. He's coming out. And then this is what, a Tesla. Okay, this guy's briefcase. It's got documents in there. Okay, really important docs. Tom Cruise is trying to get those. So here are some stock photos. I wish there was more I could show you, right? So that's why I was doing 6 today, because I wanted to show you this one and I felt like we would really leave something to be desired if we ended on this. Oh, there's a person sitting on a rock. There's a mannequin's body. And there's a kind of crappy blurry photo. Anyways, so $15.5 million. Again, I'm not going to profess to know what the value of this place is, but I can tell you this is probably the nicest condo in the city of Toronto. There are bigger condos. There are more expensive finishes. It's the top floor. The entire floor of the building. 5,000 square feet, 3,000 square foot of a terrace, and you have your own pool. Who's buying this thing? It's anyone's guess. Wow, guys, that is it. That is luxury real estate in a nutshell. We saw 3 houses today. We saw 3 condos today. And I did say I wanted to go back, be remiss if I didn't do the same thing here. I was explaining earlier where all these properties are. Okay, we have, can we see that? Yep. Okay, we've got down here in Forest Hill. We've got Post Road, Bridle Path, etc. And then we've got, oh, this one didn't make my Daneswood. Yeah, oh, Bridle Path. Okay. It's they call the district Bridle Path, which is over here. It's all one and the same. Then up here into Hogs Hollow, right? That's where you get into what you call St. Andrews. That's a nice one. You know what? Snea thought we were almost finished editing, but let's take a look at that. Just for fun to say we did. Okay? Because I want to see that first photo. Cool. Uh-huh. What else did I want to see here? Very cool. Very slow to load. I immediately regret this decision. See, I should have quit while I was ahead. Darn thing's not loading. Can we zoom in on that? Okay. Pool table. Nice. What else do we have outside? It's a statue of 2 children rescuing cats from trees. Yeah. Yeah. Wow. I mean, look, guys, call me a cynic if you want to. I don't know what $11.888 million homes are supposed to give you, but when I see a statue of two children rescuing a cat from a tree, I know it's worth it. Okay, guys, that's it for today. That's it for this week. That's it for 2020. That's it. I can't believe it. Just want to say, if you've made it this far in the video, first of all, congratulations, because I probably would never. Actually, I've tried watching my videos. I get annoyed by myself. I go off on a lot of tangents, kind of like this one right now. Everything's unscripted, and there is no planning, minor editing. But if you have made it this far, thank you so much for watching. It's a passion project. I love doing Pick5. It's a lot of fun. I am slightly annoyed by the fact that, this is embarrassing, you go onto YouTube and it says that it's been viewed 30 times, because no one actually goes to YouTube to view it. It's embedded in my blog, and those don't count. I usually get about 600 a week. But I do enjoy it. I get a lot of really great comments on it. People email me all the time and tell me how much they like it, and that means a lot. And it's not always just my mother. So if you don't read my blog, with the thank you for reading, and thank you for interacting, and thank you for adding value and being part of the community, and you just watch the videos, I always say again, thank you so much for your support on Toronto Realty Blog in 2020. It's been a weird year, man. But best wishes to you and yours. Happy holidays. Bye for now. I will see you in 2021.